Hey guys, my name is Allie. Happy Easter. If you have never seen a video of mine, I am a recovering heroin addict, and I love to let people know that they're not alone, that a journey to recovery is possible, maintaining your recovery is possible, and that you are not alone in that journey. Nobody should feel alone in that journey. So I thought it'd be a good idea, to film outside in the car because I love the sunlight. It looks great. And I just got done eating Easter dinner. And I hope you guys are all staying safe, healthy, and taking care of yourselves through this tough time. But with that being said, this video is not going to be very Easter-like. I'm kind of like super embarrassed to talk about this, but that's okay. This channel is all about being vulnerable. So actually, one of my cousins brought up something that I had completely forgotten about. And I can't believe that I forgot about this because it was such a huge impact in my life. And I'm like more embarrassed to talk about this than I was in my crack cocaine video. And that says a lot because I was super embarrassed in that video. Okay, so let's get started. This video is gonna be about my walk in the park with triple C's. I said it. Oh, I know, it's so cringy. Not to mention, this was like 7 or 8 years ago. So, girl, I have grown a lot since then. But, let's get into it. So, triple C's are a cough and cold medication that you can get over the counter. And they get you high when you take like anywhere from 8 to 16 to 32 of them. I know this is not like a really happy Easter video, but later I'm gonna film Easter story time so we can bask in the Easter holiday, get in the mood and all of that. So I'm just going to start with this video because I was just reminded of this last night and I thought it would make a really fucking interesting video. Because I love embarrassing myself online, obviously. Okay, so anyway, triple C's over the counter, you can buy it. Now there is a regulation on them. You have to be 18 or older, and you can only buy a certain amount. They ID you, they keep track of how many you buy because kids were getting high as fuck off of these, and it took them a while to catch on. So I ended up doing these because I was young at the time. I was like 15, 16, and I would steal them because at this time I didn't really have a job, and if I did, it was kind of like a small under-the-table job that I didn't get much money from. So I would steal these pills from anywhere, CVS, Walmart, Walgreens, anywhere. And so I would take I started out taking 8, and I was really sick. Like, I would throw up and all of that. And I started taking more and more. So, like, my steady dose was, 12 to 16. I was taking 12 to 16 pills, a day. And so I would be tripping so hard that it was like an acid trip. Truly, it was like an acid trip. You truly felt, except it was different in the sense that your mind and body, like, when you're on acid, everything around you is still kind of the same. It's just all distorted and melting and all of that. But with triple C's, I was literally like in a different galaxy. Like this one time I was laying in my bed and I was like having this delusion that I was in a very hot tropical climate, and I was on my back and my arms were like swimming, like floating back, and I was like swimming in a warm ocean, and I could literally hear the waves and like my body like lifting up and down. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. I saw a lot of crazy things, and I thought that this made me like enlightened, but that was not the case at all. These pills really fucked me up. They would keep me up for days on end, like literally days on end, and it'd make me very wired. And you know, it was kind of hard to hide how high I was. Like my pupils would dilate crazy, and they call it robo tripping because you literally feel like a robot. Like your body moves in a very robotic way, not smooth at all, very sharp, like jolty movements. And yeah, it was crazy. And like I kind of was already into that from a young age because I would like, you know, try to get high on pills that were over the counter because I didn't know where to get like real drugs when I was real young besides weed, and that's what I was getting really fucked up on. So for like at least a year I was taking these pills every day, if not every other day, and I'd be up all night for days. I'd throw up all the time. I lost a lot of weight. I was not going to school because I couldn't get up in the morning because I'd be up all night tripping. I was just, and I thought I was in tune with my spiritual side, but I was so like, I don't know what I thought. Like that is not spiritual in any way, shape, or form, taking a bunch of cough and cold medicine and tripping your ass off. Number one, that is so bad for your fucking organs in your body. But I did this to myself, and I'd be up for days, and then I would sleep for days. Like, I would not come out of my room. It'd be dark like a dungeon, and I would not get out of my bed just to pee. That's it. And I'd go right straight back to bed. And this is when my mom started, like, catching on. She, like, kind of knew that, like, I was up to something. And you know, this started getting, like, really bad. Me and one of my friends, you know, since we were doing it so much, one time we took way too many. I'm not even sure. I think we took more than 16 each. And this was, like, one of my really good friends at the time, and she was, like, freaking out. She thought that she was going to have a legit heart attack, and this has never happened before, and we got high so much on these. It was, like, our thing, and we were, like, pretty much addicted to these pills, and I have heard people have been addicted to these pills, too. It's kind of, like, taboo to hear, but a lot more people get fucked up on these than you would expect. And it's usually younger kids who cannot get their hands on some real drugs and have no jobs because they steal these. Now these pills are locked up. But anyway, back to the story. Me and my friend were really fucking high, and we're laying in my bed. That's all we used to do. We used to take these pills, listen to some like really instrumental, like folklore type Indian music, like really like Indian, Arabic, like really, I actually still love that music, listening to it. It's very calming, and we would lay in bed and just doze off and like in and out of the high we were feeling, and then we'd be wired, and we thought that we were like so much more enlightened than other people, and this was like crazy. I can't even believe that. But anyway, yeah, we got super high. We're laying in my bed, and she's like, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. Like, I don't feel good. And we were so fucked up at the time. And I'm like, just calm down, try to relax. And I kept trying to talk her down. But this time, she was not with it. And she called her dad, and our parents found out. And she ended up going to the hospital, and they told her she would have died. Like, she was legit gonna have a heart attack. Like, her body was gonna shut down on her from these pills. And then a couple days later from that, and so my mom found out and shit, and I still continued to take the pills, just try to be sneakier and not be so high in front of her. I just would never come out of my room, ever. And I would just literally drown my body in these pills. And I bet you can Google the symptoms, but like literally the symptoms were you would hallucinate. And if you Google it, there's literally different tiers of hallucination. Like there's like a level 1. They're called plateaus. There's like plateau 1 to 2, and then 3 to 4, and then 5 to 6 is like you're out of this fucking galaxy. And people actually record their trips online, like on Reddit and all of these sites. And that's where I read all about this drug. That's where I found out everything about it. That is what really drew me to, locked and sealed the deal. Like, I was definitely going to do this. So a couple days after my friend goes to the hospital, I take a piss, and I look in the toilet, and it's straight black. Like, I'm pretty sure my kidneys were shutting down or something because my urine was black. And I was taking these pills, at least 16 every day. I was driving like that. I was putting myself and other fucking innocent people at risk. And, y'all, I can't even get, put into words. Like, these pills had me so fucked up, mentally. I really started, losing my mind a little bit. I started kind of going, psychotic. My thoughts began to be really out there, and I thought I was, woke, but I wasn't at all. I was totally out of my tree, and these pills will literally take you completely out of this world that you're in. They will fuck your whole brain up. You'll be wired up for days in a constant trip that never ends. And it's so much different than acid because it's so heavy on your body. Your head feels heavy. Your body feels like it's been electrocuted, and it's constantly being electrocuted. It's a constant light. You ever hear a light and it kind of buzzes when you turn it on? It's like a low light buzz. That's what my body felt like. It was totally buzzing, constantly buzzing. And I would just go in and out of trances, and this was not a clean high whatsoever. It was a very dirty high because there's so many additives and Tylenol and all of that shit in those pills that it's so bad for your organs in your body. And my body was just, on the verge of death more than any other drug, I think. But yeah, it's pretty embarrassing to talk about, actually. And this was a big thing between me and my friends when we were younger. We would, all get together and we would pop all of these pills and go off the shits. Another time that a bad thing happened on these pills, we were all in a group. A couple of us had taken the triple C's, and we were drinking Four Locos. Shout out to fucking Teenage Allie. But anyway, yeah, drinking Four Locos. This was back when they had the fucking caffeine in it, and you got real fucked up. Yeah, so imagine taking all those pills and then drinking. Yeah, so anyway, one of our friends, he starts freaking out like my last friend did. And he's screaming that he is dying. He's literally, please call the ambulance, I'm dying. And we're all in a circle, staring down at him as he's swearing he's going to have a heart attack. He's dying. He was tripping balls. He was scared shitless. So we called the ambulance, and apparently the ambulance told him he almost had a heart attack. He almost died too. These pills were literally shutting down people's bodies. And it just, it really fucked with your head, being up for days and then sleeping for days. And then just going right back at it. Never giving your body a break. My urine was black. I can't imagine. My organs were probably screaming from all of that fucking junk I was putting in my body. And all that just to fucking be out of myself and get fucked up. Like, I swear, from when I was in elementary school, I've always been interested in drugs. And it's like I ran towards drugs. Can any of you relate with that? Like, from such a young age, I always wanted to do drugs. Is that fucked up? And I came from a really good family. Like, I was always drawn to drugs. And I knew that, like, I was going to do drugs from a young-ass age. It's so weird. But yeah, that shit is dangerous. If you guys have any experiences on this shit you want to talk about, please do. I'm really embarrassed to, like, even mention that I used to do this stuff, but that's what this channel is for, to let people know that they're not alone, that I've done fucked up shit too, and I've been through a lot of fucking shit to do with drugs, and I was just really bad to myself, and I didn't care if I lived or died, and that's the honest truth. I did not care about myself. You know, if I were to overdose on those pills, I wasn't thinking about anybody but myself. I did not give a fuck. And I had a lot of bad mental issues, you know. I struggled a lot. I struggled with loving myself. I struggled with addiction. I struggled with self-harm, just self-sabotaging. I was stuck in that cycle for years, and I'm still trying to dig myself out of this rut. You know, I ended up stopping doing triple C's, like, I think when I was like 16, 17, I got into harder shit that wasn't so, you know, it was harder drugs, but they were less hard on my body, if that makes sense. It wasn't like all Tylenol and a bunch of anti-cough shit. They were actual drugs. But yeah, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more of this face, subscribe to my channel. If I can get sober, then you can get sober, because I never wanted to be sober, and I swore that I would never be sober. And here I am, doing good so far. If you guys have any questions for me, my Facebook name is Allie Haight, H-A-I-G-H-T. You can message me any feedback, any video ideas, any stories you guys have. I love to hear your stories. You know, reach out to me, comment on my videos, you know, and just share my videos where you can. If you're struggling with drug addiction, any drug addiction, from triple C's to heroin, I've done it all. You can talk to me about it. I can get you help. I can direct you to the right person that can get you help. And it does not have to be when you hit rock bottom. It can be whenever you're ready. But please, if you need help, contact me. I love you guys, and I think I'm going to film a video later that's going to be a little bit more lighthearted than this for Easter. It's going to be an Easter story time that happened to me a couple years ago. But I love you guys. I hope you're enjoying your Easter dinner and enjoying your family if you're around them. If you're not around your family, I'm sure they're all thinking about you. Y'all can FaceTime, all of that. I know this coronavirus is, you know, dampening a lot of our fun on this holiday, and I know a lot of people are struggling without work and all of that. I myself am struggling without working. But I hope these videos kind of take your mind off of things for a little bit, and I love you guys.